Hello, 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 Wesky, hello, Heaven Smile. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday so far. I will be with you in just a second. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday, guys. How goes? Hope everyone is having a wonderful rest of their weekend. I'm just gonna try to ignore my bangs for the most part today. I was hoping that today would be able to be a contact day, but alas, allergies are acting up quite a bit today, so I didn't even bother trying. My eyes are dry enough without them in. It's good, work was a bit of pain, it's over till Tuesday. Show choir auditions are tomorrow. Well, good luck, break a leg. Oh, I am so sorry. I just remembered one thing I didn't do. 2 seconds. Had to, turn the AC up. So then it was running. Sorry, Wesky, I was a theater kid for too long. I don't respond to, jokes on top of the break a leg. Let us hop on into the game. In a second. I have to, I'm trying this thing where I try propping the back of my laptop up against... Actually, it's up against a, container of Clorox wipes. That way when the desk moves, the camera, as you can see, wiggles a lot less, whereas if it wasn't propped, the screen itself would be going back and forth and back and forth. So... Sacrificial lamb reporting for duty, rather a sacrificial gen doer! Yeah, if you want to hop in, feel free to. We are switching over now. Let me stop listen. Hold on, let me accept that first, and then I'll stop listening to the audio. I also need some water. Got a headache that will not quit today. Speaking of allergies, and just the weather in general. We're gonna be having some leftover Chinese food for dinner, but I don't know what time we're gonna do that because Mama Marcus has been watching. I don't know if it's a show or a movie, but either way, she's been watching it. Oh, my volume cut out when I used the word movie. Hold on, I'm gonna play around with my audio settings for actually a second or two before we get started. Because I don't know why it cuts out when it does. It feels like it shouldn't, because it's not like I have... the only filter I have on is a noise suppression filter. And I feel like it shouldn't be cutting out when it does. I'll figure it out another time. Let's stop listening to my own sounds. Actually, not yet. Let's do this. Maybe raise this just a skosh. Turn it a wee bit. Yeah. This feels fine. Actually. Maybe I'll give it the old tilt. And not the, gaming type of tilt. God, fun fact, there's this, restaurant that It's called the Tilted Kilt, and there was one near the San Diego Convention Center where Comic-Con was held, and we would go when we went to Comic-Con, and by we, I mean both Mama Marcus and myself, but also a friend of mine, his mother, and his younger brother, because they would go to Comic-Con. Actually, his mother would cosplay and stuff. It was fun. But we would call it Scottish Hooters because that's basically what it was. Even though I think it was technically an Irish pub, I'm pretty sure it wasn't because like it's called the Tilted Kilt. But I swear at one point I saw that someone mentioned it was Irish. Now I think I'm just making that up, or they were making it up, one or the other. I don't know. But yeah, that's what we would refer to it as, Scottish Hooters, because that's what it was. And make a record scene on OBS for recording hackers it only uses your game. I'm not totally sure what you mean by the second half of the sentence, but I think I get what you mean. Like you just set it up to be able to record it when that happens. That's good. Yeah, it's definitely recommended to report through the through Behavior's website in addition to the in-game report because unfortunately it's kind of necessary, which is really stupid, honestly. I don't know why they would require external reportings. Oh, like it cuts out your mic. That's good. I mean, I guess it doesn't really make a difference, but nice. Whatever works for you. Potato chip. Yes, I did eat that off the floor. Sue me. Okay. Drops milk on floor, 5-second rule. That's one of my favorite bits. Like, I don't feel like it happens often, but every now and then a cartoon will do, like, an episode about, like, the 5-second rule, and then the punchline of it will build and build and build, and then the punchline of the episode is someone drops something obnoxiously, like, unsanitary on the floor, and they just claim 5-second rule. I cannot think of a single example off the top of my head, but I know I've seen it at least once, maybe twice. Oh, right. I guess for the warm-up match, I'll pick my class myself, and then I will pull up the old random number generator. Listen, and it isn't when you're talking for your name's sake. Jesus, Mary Magdalene, you are you okay? I don't even know what word I said that made me think of that song, but there must have been a word in there. Oh my god, speaking of songs, the funniest damn thing happened today. So I was listening to my wiretap, aka my, not even my mother's, Alexa that we have in the kitchen. And I had it playing, Letter Bomb by Green Day, but, like, the musical recording version of it, because there's an American Idiot musical. And I was listening to that because I love Letter Bomb. It's such a good song. And as it does, once the song finishes, it then basically just plays another song that's semi-related. It starts playing Three Doors Down Superman, that song that kept popping into my head yesterday. What the fuck? Like, that's not even, like, a related song. It's not a musical. It's not Green Day. Why would it jump to that? Yeah, that song. Like I said, the Three Door song, Superman song that I was singing yesterday. I didn't want to say Kryptonite because it's, like, I think it's a lot more generic to do the Superman, but yeah, that one. Crazy. Anyway, fascinating turn of events. I lost my mind. Literally, the very first song to play after Letter Bomb, and I recorded it for a couple seconds on my phone because I'm like, are you actually kidding me? You are a wiretap. That wasn't even in the same room. Oh yeah, I gotta reboot the Logitech app. I forgot to do that. Whoopsies. I took a walk around the world with my troubled mind. I love when a song has like, or a singer has a particular like voice inflection when they sing a song, and you kind of like mimic that inflection, and people probably like assume that you're exaggerating a bit, but nope, it's just that's how they sound. That's well, Sable. Oh well, that didn't work. Beatles! We'll be back soon, helping that lane subside. Enjoy, gamers. Stay cool. Well, I say enjoy, but you know what I mean. Stay frosty. To the best of your ability. Oh wait, did I get yoinked? For some reason I thought I had gotten yoinked. I guess I didn't. Ooh. Got a hair in my eye.
Is that all you?
Well, I'm under a pallet.
I'll see you dead.
Ugh. Ow. Wait, Oscar, you say my audio cut out, or? Thank you, Mr. Whiskers. The double gen pop. Also, Sable's been getting chased for a while. Good on her. Oh, that's far. Oh no, she got picked. All right. What about ping too, anyway? Oh, so I have a purple beamer? Let me try something. Question. Can you guys hear one or two of me right now? Out of curiosity. Because it's possible I can, just listen to my audio while playing. It might sound a little awkward for me for Max, but This way I can at least keep a little bit better track. Let's see. Let's do some blood points into someone. Um... Hello there, NATO goes. Been a while since could not watch a horror game. It's hard to watch Man of Medan. Oh, wait, are you saying it's like a bit too, like it's too intense for you? Because yeah, Man of Medan is the one that's like what I describe as like the hunted of the horror genre. Whatever I'm trying to say. It's that feeling of like you're trapped in that confined space, like very Alien-esque, like the movie, not the genre. I mean, I guess you could argue that the Alien movies is its own genre, but it's kind of reminiscent of Alien in that way. Yeah, it's creepy. Very atmospheric. God, I'm excited. Basically, all of the games have like a particular moment where you, maybe not the last one. The last one really doesn't. Now that I'm thinking about it, but the first three really have like particular moments that you become able to talk about the plot. Gosh, not off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've watched that game. And I didn't get super into it like I did House of Ashes and Until Dawn. Like those games, I know frontwards, backwards, sideways. Also, really quick weird question, Nate. Could you tell me if does my voice suddenly sound different like at this point in time? I just want to see what happens if I do a particular monitoring thing, whether it makes you guys hear like double or something. It would have happened already. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Right. You know, now and that makes sense that it would be quieter, actually, after thinking about it for 0.2 seconds. Oh, anyway. Gosh. But, yeah, Man of Medan is spooky. Very atmospheric. I'll say, if your Little Hope, which is the second game in the Dark Anthology series, you're probably going to feel similarly about. If not worse. Little Hope is like a psychological thriller, I would say. It's like kind of is where its category is. There's more than that, but like psychological thriller. I think almost like The Village. Um, that's why House of Ashes is easy to recommend because it's that action horror. Like I've said before, it's the fighting back sort of one where yeah, the monsters are out to get you, but you have a chance. Whereas the others, it's like the walls are closing in sort of feeling. The Quarry is good. The Quarry, I'll say. I think my overall review for that is I think I don't remember how much we've talked about it before, but basically they do a good job of setting it up like Until Dawn, where you get all your characters and their horror movie archetypes, and then they set the stage with all of the background that you need. And then the plot starts rolling, and it's good. And then you're hit with an entire chapter of information, which is very interesting the first time you go through it, but on subsequent playthroughs, it really slows down the flow of the game. But it's an interesting chapter. However, after that chapter, it never really picks up. It never catches up to where it was starting to get to, if that makes sense. Like, it hits at 60 miles, then it goes to 40, and it never quite makes it to 60 again. And then they don't stick the landing. And again, that's mainly due to COVID issues. They had a lot of stuff wound up having to get cut and rushed for the ending. So there's definitely like a good degree of giving them like them being the studio, giving them like a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Leeway. Cutting them some slack, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But, it just makes me sad that it wasn't the other way around, where the ending was great and the beginning was slow. What if the killers just want to be loved? Like, maybe the things in HOA were just misunderstood. I mean, unironically, Nate, the things in HOA literally are implied to, the whole implication that in the spaceship, like, I mean, you probably picked up on this, but, if you didn't, the whole concept is that the aliens themselves, the vampire creatures, for the most part, aren't the vampires. The parasites themselves are the vampires, and those larger creatures were just the last victims of this parasitic species. So literally, the creatures in HOA were just misunderstood, because they were murdered by an entirely different species, for all intents and purposes. Which is why you find that one chamber with the different types, and then when you get to the music room, it's like, wow, how could a species capable of this beauty be so animalistic? Well, so Nate, it's something that I both like and dislike about the series. They give you a lot of implied things, because the whole point is that the characters themselves don't know. They're basically being given context clues to put two and two together, and therefore you're able to extrapolate the same sort of thing with the context clues. But other than that, you really don't get to know. You have to kind of figure it out by yourself and make, So one big thing that you miss out on by watching the game versus playing it is, assuming that the playthrough you watched, they probably found like a bunch of stone tablets that would show little scenes of the future, and also probably found like a bunch of artifacts around the place, right? Like they would go pick up an artifact and it would unlock information. When you're actually playing through the game, at your own pace, it's a little bit easier to digest that information and extrapolate, because then you're on your own walking around thinking about the thing that you just found, and it's like, okay, well, I guess that probably connects to this thing that I found earlier, which will do this, that, or the other, like that sort of thing. So it's one of those, at least for me personally, when I watch games and there's a lot of reading to do, it's a lot easier for my eyes to just kind of glaze over. It's like, I get the information, but I don't really extrapolate on it as much as when I'm playing it myself. But yeah, so the overall idea of the creatures, though, is they were an alien race who they were presumably probably fleeing their homeworld because of the parasitic invasion of these creatures. However, at least some of those parasites were able to get on board their ship, and their ship crash landed on Earth due to the parasites taking over their population, which is why you had some of the corpses that looked different, because the ones without the teeth, it's also why, for example, when Clarice turned, or when she turns, I don't know if you got to see any of the human vampires turn, but they would have the teeth, but they didn't have wings. And, oh, actually, here's a perfect example, the Ancient One. The reason that the Ancient One had the teeth, but not the wings, is because the wings were native of the alien race, but the teeth were the parasite itself that created that vampire effect. So, this ancient species of aliens were trying to probably find a new homeworld, but then there was this big war that basically broke out on their arc, for all intents and purposes, where the parasites wound up winning the war and crash land. But of course, these parasites aren't exactly intelligent. They're a kind of a hive mind, but they're not necessarily intelligent. So the ship crash landed on Earth and remained dormant for X number of years. Something magic relating to the what's it called? Eclipse led to them coming up from where they were in hibernation, which then led to them attacking the temple in the past. Then they went back to hibernation until the current day explorers wound up in their area, basically. Yeah, so the other parasite is just another alien species, for all intents and purposes. Whether it crash landed from a different species, because it could have been the same sort of cycle where further back, a different species from an even more developed world crash landed on these, I'm gonna call them the bats' home world. It could have been something like that. Oh, well. Unfortunate. Yes, DBD question, and with the with that, I think that they could have done that, but at the same time, it's one of those things where that's kind of not what the series is about, and you'll pick up on that once you get through Man of Medan as well. They tend to do exactly, well, that, where they'll give a lot of information around a topic, and then it's kind of like becomes a group community event to an extent where people in like the forums and stuff will talk about it and figure it out from there and blah blah blah. And theorize, and it's kind of, if you think about it, Until Dawn actually does a very similar thing with the miners, for example. When you get information about the miners in the asylum, but you don't get it like fully fleshed out. You get to find all the tapes and stuff, and if you find all the pieces of evidence, you can usually figure it out, but you don't actually get spoon-fed all the information. You really do have to figure it out. Why is it sometimes you get attacked one time and then like 60 seconds later go into the dying state? Do you mean like, is it because like you have to mend, or are we talking about something else? Because the only thing I can think of is if you get placed into deep wound with your mending bar, if you don't, when you're running, it won't decrease. But if you start walking at any point, the bar will go down, and if it reaches 0, you will you'll go into the dying state. That's the only thing I could think of. It's like, you see how on the left-hand side, Hattie currently has that yellow bar under her? If it ever reaches 0 before she's able to finish mending, she'll go down. Yes, so basically when you're in deep wound, you are able to basically heal yourself from it. It's called mending specifically. And you can mend yourself, and it's... Just in time. But yes, and when you're, like I said, when you're specifically sprinting, it won't, your mending timer will not go down, but as soon as you walk, it starts decreasing. And they actually changed it now, so you will get a, you can see the bar. If and when I enter Deep Wound, this match I'll show you, because you actually get a bar at the bottom middle of your screen that basically warns you, hey, you are in Deep Wound, you have to finish mending. And you know how when you get unhooked, you get endurance, the endurance status effect? If you get hit while you have endurance, that will lead you to deep wound. If a legion hits you in power, that gets you into deep wound. And when a death slinger hits you with his harpoon and you break free of that, that puts you in deep wound. Kaneki also puts you in deep wound. There are a handful of other ways to enter, but those are the most common. Once you know about it and know where to look, it's actually pretty hard to miss. But it's all about recognizing it. Yeah, so if it happened when you... Oh, you know what? If it was Wesker, what happens is if Wesker throws one survivor into another survivor, the second survivor to get hit will get deep wounded. So, like, if I got thrown into that person on the gen, I would get injured, he would get deep wounded. It basically punishes you for getting so close, like, together that was able to happen, is the best way of putting it. Yeah, Wesker. Mista Whiskas. Oh god, we're being approached. Ooh, there's the trap over here. Good job.
It's Weston time.
Oh. Hey, gamer, how goes? Hope you're having a wonderful end to your weekend. Your weekend end, I'm once again saying. Hi, friend. Watching my feet, watching my feet. I'm a little Michaela who's watching my feet. I'm not walking in the grass. I don't care. I don't trust it. No. Are there any gens over here even? I feel like I'm seeing nothing. Oh my gosh, hello there, random frame loss. Hi. And we guys keep spreading gens. Ooh. Hello there, Venomous Grape. How goes, gamer? Hope you're having a wonderful weekend end. There's something, I don't make it. But she gets Hattie up. Worth it. Baby, she's worth it. Baby, she's worth it. Bleh. God. I won't lie. When I see the words "the mastermind," I can't help but think of that Taylor Swift song. Like, I don't even care for that song that much. But I guess I can't help it. Maybe she's bored with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's worshipping the entity. Let me bring up my RNG. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I just use a random 1 to 4, and that picks what class I'll be. If anyone else wants to pop in, now is the time. I'm gonna just finish getting this up, and our first class is gonna be an escapist. Let's be Yunjin. Now that I finally have a Yunjin skin that I like wearing. I'm telling you, talking about gaming skins out of context sounds so disturbing.
Ah, yes, I love their skin. Let me wear it.
I wonder when, how long does it usually even take now for, things to become free? Because I do want to get this Nia outfit. And probably the David one, too. Also, for those who don't know, you can actually view all of the store items just, like, in here. You just have to change your filters to show that, like, everything. So you can test to see how different outfit combos would look like in lobby as well. Okay. I wonder what tier I am at the Rift at this point. I must be close to being done. I think anyway. Oh, you know what, Injin? You can have some points. Oh, perfect. Again, I feel they need to spread the good word. If you have a blood web selected that it was, like, available during the anniversary, you can buy the node and then immediately go and buy some, like, levels. And most of the time, if not always, you'll get another anniversary node. See? Second toolbox. Sorry, second toolbox has hit the inventory. Brother trying to get out of the house again. Or nar. Any idea how long I'll be on tonight? I'm gonna be on until sometime between like 9:30 to 10. Possibly a little later depending on whether I had the energy, but somewhere abouts then. So at least 4 more hours. I wonder if it's the same with blood. Yeah, so honestly, Wesky, the way I assume it works is it probably like remakes the blood web that you're currently on rather than completing it. So because like keep in mind all of the times that I've done it have been blood webs where you get the entire blood web, aka 1 through 9 or 11, because you know how once you hit 10 and 12 the entity will eat some of the nodes. So it probably recreates those webs, but I don't know if it would guarantee it if you were in a web that you're not guaranteed everything. You get what I'm saying? Be back later on stream? Well, either way, Nate, have a wonderful time with your brother, and I will see you around one way or another. Yoink. Nice. Honestly, 3 for 3 with flashlights is kind of nice. Maybe this time I'll actually escape. First match I got a purple beamer, died with it. Second match I got a blue beamer, died with it. This match I got a green beamer. Perhaps I will escape with it. I believe. Aha, I was so close. Hello, for those who don't know, Mermaid Point is the one, the only Mama Marcus. Were you watching a show or a movie, by the way? Either way, it seemed very intense. Thanks, friend. What? I think I took caps lock. Ah, damn, I should have just taken the vault. Couldn't remember if those gamers were Death Hook or not, so I figured it was good to take Chase there. Nice. Oh. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oops! Oh, hello. I almost accidentally threw that pallet by fingering spacebar. What should I do? What should I do? I should probably stop running around like a loon. Alright, someone else got it. Ooh. Hair in my eyes, hair in my eyes. Eh. Ooh, good stun, Meg. Oh, wait, did she make it out? Damn, Megan! Good job, dude. That was impressive as hell. Hi there. Dun 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 dun. Like I said, all I needed was the green beamer and I make it out. I love. So we're out? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do my usual rule of if there are 3 people left in a match, 1 should leave in case we need hacks to spawn. Like, I really do think that's the rule of thumb, by the way. Unless you know for a fact that the person with an extra hook state is about to go down. I'd say 90% of the time, it's better for 1 person to leave. Because if they're getting chased, chance for hacks. If they're getting chased and get downed, chances are you only want 1 person in the map anyway. It's pretty rare that you actually want the 2 people in endgame. Or, like, 2 extra people, I mean. Jeez. Okay, RNG, take 2. It wants me to be a scout this time. Do that. Yeah, the fixated effect from Scout was actually so clutch yesterday with that one Oni match, the Oni Slinger match on Coal Tower. It was funny because after stream last night, I wound up yapping at Mama Marcus for a little bit. Basically just talking and explaining shift tech. I mean, I don't know what perk you meant to say, but it's definitely not old object. You have alert, if that's what you mean. Old object was, like, annoying as hell. It basically let you do current object, but on demand. If I'm remembering correctly. Oh, you mean in terms of broadcasting the info to the rest of the team? That too, I guess, yeah. I guess that's kind of like a bit different now because there's the wiretap effect, which I like. I like that there are more options for it. Honestly, it kind of feels more like a group scene partner without the screaming. Hello there, Itaixak. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful weekend, Endgamer. How goes? Greetings. Yeah, it can be a really nice... It's one of the reasons I was, it was my favorite perk or class to run last time. But doing the Sprint Burst on demand has definitely brought Escapist up, in my opinion, like, significantly. Before, it was basically, to me, a solo perk, for all intents and purposes. And it was very hard to use well, like, for the team. Like, you could use it well for yourself, but it was hard to use well for other people. Because you could, especially if the rest of your team was medics and you could see their auras whenever they were injured. You could then always run up to them at the right time and give them a random speed boost. She is not a swinger out of phase. Interesting. Oh, Scout's a nice class to have against Spirit. Water. Actually, you should get save to recharge. I think we're starting to fall into that tragedy, though, where everybody winds up moving to the same side of the map to get... Oh my god, what is with... Okay, I'm getting so... Hello, packet loss? Guys, if I DC, it's not intentional. Holy crap. I don't even know if this is my internet or a DVD. Could be either, honestly.